Hi, folks. This is Dr. Rob Cywes. I am the Carb Addiction Doc. And today we're going to have a little bit of a love-in, a little love fest. Um, I met a guy a while ago and watched his work, reviewed his work, and it resonated so heavily with what we do. In the world of ketogenic adaptation, helping people with their obesity, with their diabetes, with healthy living, there is no textbook yet. Haha, it's one's coming. There is no textbook yet, but we've all kind of opened our minds to observations, and the few practitioners that are doing this are out there with an understanding, but we don't, it's not all together. We've got different observations, different areas. And the person I'm talking about is a guy that many of you do know, Ken Berry. And I recently did a talk on his Proper Human Diet Summit. But Ken is just this incredibly awesome, down-to-earth Nashvilleian, great accent, and he is just straightforward and pragmatic about what he does. I love his work. I love the millions of people that Ken has helped to think outside of the box, to understand where the healthcare system, where our society, in terms of what it advocates as best practices, has let us down, where we've gotten it wrong. And he's not been afraid, despite adversity, to stand up and say, hey, this is the way it is. Because you see, folks, when you are in busy clinical practice like I am and like Ken was, and like a few other doctors are and were, we see things. We all see the same things. And you are either open-minded enough to recognize patterns, pattern recognition, and think about them irrespective of what you were told, or you distort the reality of what you're seeing to fit into the box of your training. And if you're a physician or a healthcare worker or a dietitian out there, that for me is the single most important thing that you can learn from a guy like Ken. Open your mind. Open your mind. Use what you've learned as a foundation, and then determine whether what you're seeing in the person sitting in front of you resonates with you or not. Because you see, all too often, folks, what we have simply done in healthcare is turned an observation into erroneous causality. And that's a big mistake. When we blame fat for what sugar does, when we blame calories for what addiction does, we get ourselves into all kinds of trouble. And Ken and I have both come at this separately, and we become friends, and we follow and support each other. But what's very interesting, if you look at the way our dietary guidelines have changed from 1977 to now, they've actually been very constant. They're little nuances, but they've been pretty constant. Don't eat saturated fat, don't eat salt, eat healthy grains, healthy fruits, and exercise a little bit. That's basic. And don't eat red meat. Fish is good, but don't eat meat, eat more plants. Okay, and one of two things has happened over the last 50 to 7 years, because we've sure as hell gotten a lot fatter and a lot sicker and a lot more diabetic over the last 7 years. So one of two things is happening, folks. Either you dumb idiots are just not following the best advice in the world, or maybe the best advice in the world is dead wrong. And I can tell you that I've never seen a group of people fighting as hard and trying as hard to do the right thing and being so misguided at the people that I've assimilated with in this wonderful country called America. Yes, things break. Yes, things go wrong, but we fix them. And that's what I love about this country. We fix them. It may take us a little while, but we fix them. We get back on track. And when it comes to nutrition, we have to open our minds and understand that what we're doing, the advice we're giving and being given, is not working. And it's not working because we aren't doing it. It's not working because it's wrong. And Ken understands that. And I understand that. And somebody a little while ago accused me of saying, oh, you're so wrong, you're different from... No, we have the same the same message. We may have slightly different interpretation. Ken's focus on for example, on artificial sweeteners is different from mine. But those are the pimple on the ass of an elephant. We can discuss and argue with those all day long. The issue, folks, is sugar, and we're totally in alignment with that. And every day in our practices, every day in the people that we help, we see the transformation when people buy into this. The elephant is our addiction to sugar and starch. And the proper human diet is the way away from that. That's the nutritional part. I bring in the addiction part. But I absolutely love what Ken does, and I would urge all of you to follow what he does. He doesn't know I'm doing this video. But I learn so much, not just from what he says, but how he conveys that message. And more folks, whether you're a medical practitioner, a dietitian, a health coach, or a person struggling with your own demons, can open our minds from what convention is telling us and understand it hasn't worked. And when you recognize patterns like he and I have, and you can recognize and predict those patterns, then we can help people forward. Folks, all because we observe something, it doesn't mean it's true. We have to understand causality and its distinction from observations. I hope you folks benefit, not from the information we give you, but from thinking a little differently about how we conflict with the standard care that is not serving us very well. The goal here is to think. I give you my opinion, Ken gives you his opinion, the convention gives you their opinion. You decide, once you've assimilated each of those opinions, what course you want to take. I'm not telling you you have to, you must, no. These are my observations. This is my experience. Ken's observations, Ken's experiences. Our goal is to make you think. I am the Carb Addiction Doc. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. We'll see you next time.